Hello everybody out there at YouTube, welcome back to the studio. I'm Michael Smell. This is another Stinky Robot live stream. On this stream we do drawings, we sketch daily, Monday through Friday. We do about a 2-hour drawing from start to finish. We just warm up and we draw every day, do some concept work, do quick drawings and finish with a finalized piece of art. Welcome. Glad you guys can make it, glad you found the channel. We are right on the precipice of hitting 100 subscribers. We're really close. I'm going to celebrate when we hit 100 subscribers, and we're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to be part of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Be one of the first 100 to join our channel. I would greatly appreciate it, by all means. If you just discovered this or you already subscribed, reach down there. Nail that thumbs up button, just right down, right there. Hit that button right there. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps me out with the algorithm, helps me spread this channel. And I thank everybody for showing up today. Guys, let's start drawing. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell notification if you want to know when I go live Monday through Friday. Here we go. We're just going to jump straight in today and we're going to start drawing. If it's your first time here on the channel, I don't typically start off with a lot of prep work ahead of time. I tape up a panel, get it ready to start every day, and we see what we come up with. That is part of the fun in this exercise, is literally starting with almost no concept. And I will occasionally have a little something if there's a particular project I'm working on, but as of right now, we're just gonna draw. Let's see, I was kind of thinking, right before I came on today, I have a robot named Rusty. I think I'm going to draw a Rusty today. He's a fun bot. I have a piece I do a thing called Rusty's Pigeons. He's my wife's favorite robot. So yeah, I think we're going to do a version of Rusty today. Just for fun. Just warm up and we'll draw Rusty. Let's see. We'll just do a real simple, straight-on version, and just a nice, clean, little miniature version of Rusty today, just for fun. It's hump day, so we can keep it nice and simple. So Rusty has kind of a long face, the pointy chin. He's almost become like a little mascot here in the household. My wife absolutely loves him. He wants me to do a lot of work with him. And I've been thinking about redoing a logo and featuring Rusty in my logo. So we're just gonna be a little more precise just today, just because he is an actual character of mine. Rusty has a little bit of these angular pieces on the side of his head, like so. I'll keep looking back because I got painted Rusty. Is Rusty right? There. I think backwards with my finger. So that little paint right there, that's actually Rusty. So I'll use him as a bit of a reference point today. I need a nice long face. I need to actually almost elongate the face a little longer. There, like that. It doesn't take much. I'm just gonna knock that down. I mean, literally it's like a 1/4 inch longer here, but it really does create a lot of elongation to the face. There we go. Clean that up. Okay, so Rusty. A nice long neck. Go. Straight up. Yeah, this would give somebody the ability to get a Rusty when these come up for sale on my website, and the giveaways. I'm gonna start doing those soon. Soon they hit 100 subscribers, we will start that. By all means, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to be part of my giveaways. Just need to hit our first 3 benchmarks, and that's 100 subscribers. And as soon as we get that, which we'll be right on top of that real soon here. And we're only a few subscribers away from that first benchmark. And we're going to start jumping into the 500 mark and the 1,000 mark. We'll find a way to celebrate each one as it comes. Yeah, we're still young and a fresh channel here at Stinky Robot. I'm pretty excited about how quickly we're progressing already through the channel, and how much I think I'm progressing through my artwork as well, which is fantastic. Starting to get more and more comfortable with those acrylic inks. Alright, so Rusty has panels that come off the side of his head here. Make sure we're getting things lined up, so I'll give myself a little guideline here. Make sure we're hitting centers. Well, the Rusty's eyes are a bit lower on his head, so Rusty has lower eye set. I'm down about right at the bottom third of his face, so right here. Center up these eyes. Center line a little bit. Now, fun part about Rusty is he's got these cool center panel goes down inside of his face, front of his face, and gives him almost a smiling effect. Creates a bit of a smiley face effect on him. Just like so. Let's see, that was... Yeah. I almost bring him over here, save in front of me as much as I keep looking back at him. Maybe he's sitting right in front of me, it'll make it easier to draw. You guys are just showing up. Make sure you reach down there, hit that thumbs up for me. There we go. Two cameras here, so thumbs up, thumbs up. There we go. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for me if I greatly appreciate it. Let me know you're watching the video. Feel free to jump into the comments. I'll try to read them as we go. I need to point the chin just a little bit with him. He's got a kind of a pointy chin. Get that up a little bit. Right here, this goes straight. There we go. We're going to take my time today, make him a nice clean drawing. Okay. Rusty's got the side antennae. Come out either side. Which is always a good reference point. Did I draw dead center? I'm slightly off. That's not a big whoop. Okay. Okay, so that's a bit of Rusty's face. Easy, easy. Right. That is. Let's see here. I want to check something really quick. All right. Sorry about that. Just want to jump on real quick and see how we're doing. I want to make sure we're still live. It's a quiet one in the live stream today, but that's not a big deal. We're just going to keep on working. Alright, so we got Rusty kind of laid in here. I want to add, let's see, Rusty's got a little bit of a panel over here. larger with it, I think. Well, larger than smaller. Yep. If you haven't seen the painting called Rusty's Pigeons, you should check that out. It's on the website. Self prints of it. That's pretty awesome. And he's one of my wife's favorite characters. She really wants me to make a backstory with him or continue him like a logo or something. And we'll do that probably eventually. Play around a little bit with him. Rusty's a lot of fun. Let's fix that a little bit. Rusty's got this cool spiral pattern on his shoulders. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to pull it off. I like to have the bottom just kind of fade into nothingness. Raise the top of the head just a little bit. Kind of sounds like the neighbor's doing some remodeling today. I got a little bit of grinding happening in the background. Hopefully you guys are picking it up. I think Rusty belongs in a book series on it. Yeah, there's an idea. Okay. Pull this element up a little bit higher. Yep. Just looking back and make sure I've got him kind of all in there like I want him. Looks good. Let's see, I got a lot of rivets on his face going right up the middle. It's all put in. And he's got a rivet. 4 of them there. Oh, just the 2. Okay. All right, that's our famed Rusty right here. Cool. That's Rusty. Let's ink him in. Am I ripping? Or yeah, I'm gonna fix this. I can tell real quick that I have a little bit more. Somehow I drew this line at a real crooked angle. I'm gonna bring that this way, just kind of. I'll just make the final piece that much better if I fix this now. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it's one of those little things that'll bother me if I don't fix it, so we're just gonna fix it. It'll take us 10 seconds and have it done right. Still a little bit on the crooked side, but what I'm do is I'm gonna bring this side up a little bit too. There. It's a little thing. Didn't have to happen on this, quick art, but it's Rusty, so we'll give him a little more attention and just a little bit high. Take a little time, make him right this time. It feels a bit wonky, but that's all right. I think that's bothered me as I'm thicker here, thinner here. Just trying to create a visual illusion, line a little bit centered. If you measure from here to here, I can just tell you visually I am off about 1/4 inch. This is more center, and actually about here. When you're off by just a hair, painting feels a little bit skewed. So what I've done is I fibbed just a tiny little longer side here, and a tiny little longer here, and that pulls in the perspective a little bit. When the final piece is all finished, it won't look so off center. Good morning, Dub T. How you doing? And let's ink in Rusty real quick. I'll take my time a little bit because it is rusty, and we're going to try to make our, just do some nice clean lines, keep them really clean and really accurate today. He's the only one I've ever made, but I've debated along the lines of creating a small signature character set. Now, I wouldn't always go back to my characters, but you know, every once in a while it might be fun if I find someone I really like, has a lot of characters. We could write like almost a little side story to him, and he could show up from time to time in various works. I kind of like the idea. Just having a small bit of character sets. Let me know what you think. Should I do all one-off robots, or should I do more? Should I have more of a character set, small roster characters that I come back to, each one with their own personalities? Because I think it would be fun. I could even give them their own personalized number sets. Like, you know, maybe number 12 is always going to be number 12, you know. His name's Bob, is Roy, he's a country bot. Or Tim the Titan, or I don't know. It's a bit cartoonish, but I'm a bit of a cartoon and anime freak myself, so. One thing we do in our family is we watch a lot of cartoons and a lot of anime. Way more anime than cartoons, honestly. We watch some cartoons, but we're primarily an anime house. We watch a lot of anime. I think that's going to be the theme for the day. Slow and steady wins the race. We're going to go nice, slow. We're going to concentrate a little more on detail than we normally do. Maybe go a little thicker with the ink sets and less washes. Just try to be a little more precise on colors. And let's see how accurate we can get this one, while still staying within our rough time frame. We're just going to keep a nice, steady work pace all the way through it. We need to constantly mix up what we're doing. I don't want to get too comfortable in one set or one pattern of work where I want to make sure I'm mixing it up a little bit. So eventually we'll settle into something that just works very well, and then I'll start working on mastering it and conquering different styles. For now, let's keep. We've been working nice and loose. Today we're going to work a little tighter. Yeah, that's almost dead on what I did. You see, I flip the canvas a lot. I watch a lot of artists work especially when I watch them on like YouTube or something like that, and they're turning the wrist this way, and they're working upside down, and they're contorting themselves and all kinds of painting. I'm like, yeah, let's just turn it. I'm sure it's visually easier to see at home when you're watching the videos. And when I do my when I'm doing my time lapses, I try not to turn as much when I'm doing a time lapse on the big paintings, because yeah, it will give you a headache if they're like, you know, almost like a fast forward is flipping around doing circles on you. But I found I'll turn it a lot when I'm working, but when I edit, I'll just kind of, anytime that I turn the panel upside down, I just cut that part out. And that way it's not a complete absolute eyesore for everybody at home. But when you're actually working, just turn it upside down. Now the painting, I put stickers all over him. Just I could play with the different sticker textures, and that was a lot of fun. He looks really great. But for this quick little live stream, that's the detail I will not have time to do. So we're gonna leave the stickers off of him, at least in today's stream. You should definitely, if you haven't seen him, go into the website, take a look at him. He's pretty awesome. Actually, I have a video on this website, on the YouTube channel. There's a video of me actually creating him. So if you want to see him being painted, the whole thing, Rusty's Pigeons, yeah, check it out. Right, there is a full time-lapse video on YouTube here for Rusty's Pigeons. Give that a look. It's really cool. But yeah, when this video is done, if you're watching this after the live stream, I'll tag the early in the description below too. I'll link to Rusty's Pigeons down below. I go through here and edit everything here at the very end, and I'll do that. Not sure what the neighbors are working on today, but boy, they're building a whole new house, it sounds like. Some of you might wonder, why does he do it, you know, this phase, why don't I just go ahead and do a bunch of cross hatching and really fill in a bunch of the detail work right now with pen? And it's tempting. I would love to come in here and add a lot of my cross hatching details, but when I do my acrylic inks, a lot of that acrylic ink will just cover it right up. So you end up doing a whole lot of work, and then that detail all ends up getting lost. So it really is almost better to go ahead and do the next phase, which is inking. So we're about to start right now. We got everything typed in. That's Rusty, by the way. If you haven't met Rusty, there he is. That's Rusty. But yeah, my wife's gonna love today's live stream. Wouldn't be surprised at all if she tells me that's going to her office at work. I'm like, no, we'll see. Alright, we're gonna do a quick little polish, clean my eraser up. Again, I don't necessarily worry about getting every single pencil line out of here, just kind of polish it up a little bit. Don't really scrub too hard, just kind of get the worst of it. Because the acrylic inks here in a second will act, and the water washing will wipe most of it away. Now, should we do the background on him? Yeah, we'll do something subtle. I'm not going to go crazy, just something a little bit of a burst out. Like I said, we're going to try to stay a little cleaner, a little more analytical on this one than what I would typically do. Give Rusty the respect he deserves. Plus, I've never really tried to do the rust effect. Never really tried to do any Rusty robots so far on this, so this will be today. Rusty's got rust, obviously, he's named for it, so we're going to see if we can do... Can we pull off the rust effect? Subtle rust effect. I don't want to go crazy. Gonna have to have some rusty effects to him, so can we do it? Let's find out. Wet that a little bit there. I think we're going to go real light with the antelope. Tell you what, let's first, we're going to add just a little tiny bit of raw sienna. Then I'll put a little top of antelope on top of that. We'll call that our background. Simple and subtle. Yeah, they love the hamsters. The kids went through and watched the video. They loved it. I don't know if my wife got a chance to see it. Yesterday was our son's first baseball day, first baseball practice. And oh, am I a terrible father. So yesterday we go to the baseball field and we're waiting for his team to show up for the very first time to ever meet his new baseball team. He's all kinds of excited about it. We show up 15 minutes early, so we decide whether the other team on the field is finishing up their practice. We step to the side and we decide, well, we're gonna play some catch like Dad and son normally do. We've been playing a lot of catch lately. He's really good at it. So we're playing catch off to the side for a good 15-20 minutes. Some of the kids had already showed up, but he's too shy to go say hi to him, so we're still playing catch. Waiting on the coaches to show up, and I threw the ball nice. I beat a nice hard fastball right to him like we've been doing all day, and he got a little distracted and looked off to the side for a split second, and he took the ball. He almost caught it. Last second he tried to catch it, but he took a nice hard line drive right into the eye. Felt so bad. Right before practice starts, he's sitting there, his eye poofs way up. He's got a big old shiner, hit him right on the cheekbone. Instantly poofs up, huge. And, whoops. Felt real bad about it. Of course, nothing we could do. Practice is there and everybody's getting ready to start. But, yeah, it hurt. And I was pretty proud of him. He didn't really cry at all. He sucked it up and he just walked it off. He's been icing it all day today. Of course, he's got a big field trip at school today, so he had to go to school with a big old black eye. But it's all part of baseball. But yeah, first day, that's what I was like, oh man, first day at baseball, Zane. My boy, he gets a big old shiner. And Daddy's the one who did it. Oh, that was the worst part. Here. And just keep it real subtle there. Now we're gonna go in one more time, right in the middle there. Like I just want to keep this just a clean. Like I said, we're keeping this real clean, so we're gonna go slow, be very methodical. Just gonna keep it real simple today. Clean. That's the name of the game. Let's see if we can keep it clean. Now, there's that antelope. We're gonna go one more color tone in the back. Antelope. It's a great ink color. It's one of my favorites. I love this antelope brown. It's got a little green in it. Real nice color. One of my favorites to use in the background. All right. Keep it real light. Keep it real simple. I can pull it out very far. Just do it like that. Just using it to kind of darken. You can see the light and subtle difference from one side to the other, I hope. Very subtle. We're going to darken it just a smidget more. Not going to get crazy with it. Like that. Oh, that's too much. Too much. Here, pull a little bit. No. No. Cool. Just doing nothing but water on the brush right now, just kind of thinning that edge. Cool. To the other side, let's do the exact same thing. Work lighter to darker. Watch our water ratios real closely. darker now. There we go. A little bit more of a color break right here that I like. But if I get too wet, this is a little starting to get overworked, so a little darkness in here to feather that a little bit tighter. Alright, that'll work. Okay. How subtle is that? Nice and subtle. But that orangish brown will really kind of play off the blue in a second, because Rusty has a lot of blue in him. Yes, he does. So let's start right there with the blue. Very light blue, so we don't normally start with white this early, but we're going to bring in a lot of white this right off the bat. Have some white. And some, we want to go with the processed cyan. I believe this is the color we're going to want for Rusty here. And then, yes, the indigo will also find its way in. Yep. Switch out my brushes. Go a little bit thinner and more detailed brush. Maybe not watery because it gives it that light blue color. We'll be working darker as we go, as always. We're going to work both the blue sections at the same time here, just so we have nice consistency throughout the piece. So we're going to, and you can see I'm leaving a bunch of white in there right now. Hey, what's up, Jason? There, and we're blue down here as well. A little too watery. Back a little bit. Too much water. Might be a little too small my brush. We're gonna use this brush in a minute. We're gonna switch up to a little bit wider brush initially. I can work bigger areas than that. I know I can. So let's do it. Okay. All right, Rusty. There you go. All right. There. Pause. We're going further. There's a little element I just realized I forgot to add. Here. Okay. Grab my pen and add that one little detail before we get too much further in and realize that we forgot that. Better to fix it now than later. Little details, but there it is. All about the little things sometimes. Okay. Now we're going to start darkening in this blue a bit. But we're going to leave it kind of spotty on this blue. The reason being is we're going to add the rust elements in there, as well as we want a lot of color variations. It's going to help us kind of where the richness of rusty comes from. Color shifts and color variations. Subtle, but also visually stunning at the same time, if you can get it right. Dark red with a highlight shaded right up this left side of that line, the shadowed side. We'll go white right beside the other side there. Let me make sure we go. So on him, we keep the rest rivets are actually painted the same color as Rusty. So we will make these blue rivets, but we'll use the same principle as any other rivets with the shadow and highlighted sides. Which is basically just represented by a little bit of a dot on either side of the rivet. Now we're gonna try to do a difference between what is rust and what is glare. So we don't want to get the parts that get lighter. We're gonna try to shoot off of the glare, and then you'll see the rust here in a second. We'll be adding that, and in just a minute, I'm trying to make the two elements look slightly different. We haven't got there yet. Right now we're just working on tone and trying to get the kind of the glares in there. What is glare and what is not. Okay. And again, I think we're fighting the lighting a little bit because color blue doesn't seem to be matching up. From what I see to what you see, you're seeing a lot more of a teal. I'm way more of a cyan, dark blue. That's all right. Better than it has looked in the past. Let's leave it at that. We're just working it all at the same time. You might just be like, well, it doesn't look like you're doing much. You're just going over the same sections over and over and over again. Yeah. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, I know. But I'm doing a lot. This is the subtleties that'll actually pull the piece together and have that final result. Like, how did he make it look like that? Like, you know, just being very light-handed with the brushwork. That's it. And not something we typically do. Or we're mixing it up a little bit today. Typically, I'm a little more just get the ink down, get it down, move on. Today we're being a little slower, more analytical, a little reserved, and we're building slow. Now we're finally going to add a little bit of that indigo into this blue. This is definitely something we don't want to overpower with, so we're going to be very selective. Where and how we use this indigo. Now, for sure, absolutely we want it on the back side of each one of these rivets, so I'm going to get close to my paper here. So a little bit of indigo in the back end. One of these rivets that are in the blue. Shadow side of things. Okay, that's looking good. Do the same down here. Same thing on the back of each one of these rivets. I'm going to go straight indigo. That real deep shadowed. Okay. What is that? Now we're going to add blue and white together. Make that real light blue. Want to smooth out a lot of these sections here. This would be similar to what I do typically with the gray, when I add the gray in. We just want the areas that are just kind of really blotchy, I want to just smooth them out. Make it look a lot more consistent all the way through. That will make it look more like a color shift in the color instead of like just scribbles color. We haven't even tried the rust just yet. We'll get there in a second. Going real clean with today's art. You know, and let me know in the comments down below when you finish this video up. Do you prefer when I take my time and make things really clean like I am today? Or do you kind of like it when I just kind of put down the concept really quick and run through it like I typically do on this channel? What do you like? And that will kind of help determine the future direction of this channel. I love your input. I love hearing your ideas. I definitely love a little constructive criticism. Let me know what you think. Don't hold back. A little pop of highlight on each one of these rivets. Tap, tap. I got a nice white bead at the very tip of my brush here. Just put a little polka dot on each one. Okay. Finish this all up. We'll do the rust at the very last part of it. So you can hang out to the end to see why we call him Rusty. I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to add a nice white and blue together. And we're just blending the paint just a little bit. Not so chunky. We will make sure we kind of change our ratios a little bit, our white and blue ratios off and on, so we don't have the exact same color every time we come back with a brush. And we're not doing the whole area either, just areas where it needs a little more blending. Of course, we're off running off. The end we just kind of run off, so no big deal. Just pure white on some areas too. Blend it all in. Blue in there. Add a little more blue still. There we go. That's so four. Nice good blend. Just like that. Straight white. At the highlighted side. So, and begin with the rivets. Just a tap of white on either one, on each one. Alright, now we got this part of Rusty. Now we're not going to go crazy with the shadow colors, we're going to keep it pretty neutral. We're going to do a lot of just straight gray on him today. There's not going to be a lot of color shifts of that blue. We are going to use this indigo into the shadows, a very light watered down indigo into the shadow side. We're just going to build all our shadows first. He's a blue and gold robot, so certain areas we'll still leave gold. We gotta make sure we don't cover those up. I'm gonna try not to anyways. Just a little. And depending on your color and depending on your water ratio, that makes a difference when you're trying to be clean like this. When you make a little mistake, it's how much can you actually pull up and how much can you erase off of there. There's a lot to do with how much ink you put down initially. Again, work loose, work loose, and work light. Especially in the beginning, and it'll help you out a lot with the water ratios, working light to dark. Nice and slow and subtle. great so far, guys. Slow and steady wins the race. Just not trying to rush into it and overwork things too quick. If you just joined on today and you have wondering what's going on, we're doing a piece called Rusty. He's one of my signature characters. So because of that, we're going to take a little more time today and we're going to just develop him nice and slow. So a little more detail, a little more than we typically do on this channel. A lot of times we rush through the drawings and just get the concept out really quick. But for today's drawing, I decided we're just going to do a nice, clean drawing of Rusty. So we're going to take a little more time, be a little more patient, and have a better product at the end if everything works out the way it's supposed to. That's always the attempt. Some more indigo here. Right now we're just developing a subtle shadow set. Oh, that is way too much ink. Yeah. We're going to develop all the colors first, and then we'll come back over it. And as his name implies, he is Rusty's. So there will be rust elements at the very end we'll be applying over the entire piece. These go a little dark. That is on the shadow side, so we'll just blend this in a bit more. Oh, cool. Do the same thing down here on this side just a little bit. Make sure it really has that good pop. Real good popping colors we're after. Alright, just a little bit of color in him, so we're gonna get this part subtle, but it's got a almost a pure just white, just a lightest blue, just the darkest of blue, lightest of blue. You still gotta get that metal reflection a bit. Get that by adding really, really light. Light blue just kind of throughout the piece a little bit. We're going to add a little gray here in a second, guys. We're not going to forget to add the gray in. But at the same level here. We're going to be real subtle with it. Just like everything else. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking good. Okay. Alright, how's it doing, guys? How do you guys think it's going? Slowly building. Like, this is a slow piece. And that's one of the things we're doing on this channel is we experiment. I'm sure the YouTube analytics will tell me in the end whether you guys really like this video or not. But I would love to hear it in comments. You like the slower paced videos where I really dive into detail, or are you more drawn to the quick, get it done work? I'm really interested to know. Now, one of the scary things about these, because they could, from time to time, depending on what we end up doing, how much detail we put in them, these could take a long life of their own, and they could end up taking couple hours to finish, which I'm not against. That's not the end of the world if they do. We'll have to make a few adjustments to the live streams if we're going to start doing a little longer than 2 hours, but I would rather stay at 2 hours. Because I do have other work in the studio that has to get accomplished every day. May not look like it. This is a functioning studio. I do way more than live streams on here. That has been my focus the last few weeks. Just because I'm trying to get these live streams at a nice, even, well, to a level that I'm really happy with them. I think we're getting pretty close to that point. I'm able to start branching off and heading back into other projects. Definitely going to keep these live streams going. I'm pretty happy with them so far. Hopefully you are too. And if you are happy with them, subscribe to the channel down below. We're really close again. I'll say it again. We are close to the 100 subscribers. And once we get to the 100 subscribers, we are going to do our very first giveaway. Not sure which piece it'll be just quite yet, but we will do our first giveaway at 100 subscribers. So if you want to be entered in that to make sure you get your chance to win an original live stream work, let me subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification. We're real close. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance to be one of the very first 100 subscribers to my channel. You can brag that you are one of the first subscribers before anyone else. Oh, that's a little chunky down there, but that's all right. Okay, about ready to go to the next level, next phase. Need a few. Let's get those. Start dark shadows behind the rivets. Just like we did up top, we're going to take a real dark indigo and just a dot right on the back side of each one of these rivets. That's the shadow side. Nice dark indigo dot. Just like so. Okay. Moving on to the next phase. Be a little bit of gray. Not a lot. We're going to keep it real light on this gray. Really watery, really light. In fact, I'm probably going to add some white into it as well. Because this is subtle, guys. This is very subtle. We didn't get all muddy in here before, so we're not trying to like tone it down. We're not using the gray to smooth it out. We're using the gray to add a little bit of little metal tone in conjunction with that light blue that we already put in there. Keep it really much to the shadow side of things. On camera, I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to pick up what I'm doing, because it is extremely subtle. It'll be a lot more onto the shadow side. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. We want a lot of this bright white to remain, showcasing that bright white. Again, we're mixing this gray with white as well, just to make sure we have it good and lightened up. Too dark right there. White. Put that in. Just like that. The face is almost done. Ooh. What? Tap on here, just a tap on there. Little coming down the side. Very, very, very little. And here. And the same here, just a little bit of gray. Gray and the white mixed. Flip it and come right down the edge here. There and right there on the edge there, just kind of boom. And a little gray down the middle. Do you like the more gray, or are they? Jason says he likes the detail. WT says that you enjoy the process. Now into the neckline a little bit. Perfect. That's way darker than I like it right there on that neck. So bringing some white in and clear over a lot of that, the white. Ah, just like that. Amazing. That's perfect. See where your white and gray mixtures are correct. And the shadow here pretty good. A little bit darker gray right up against this shadow line. Put that in and rub it in. Just that easy. Run a little heavy on the clock, but that's okay. That's one of the penalties of getting really into the detail stuff, is you will run a bit over the clock, and the painting won't progress as fast as you like it. But that's kind of what you will give and take. If you want the detail, you have to give up somewhere, and time and speed are the two things that are going to suffer the most. And that's with any painting in a body of work. A lot of people will sit down and they go, man, my work is just not that great, not that detailed. Especially in your beginning years. And a lot of times because you're sacrificing in two categories. You're sacrificing in your time and your speed. You want the detail, you gotta slow it down. And you just have to let yourself be a little more patient. Most new artists do not have the best patience in the world. They'll watch what other artists can accomplish in a set time period, and they assume that they can also accomplish that much in the same time period, which is not the case. Experience gives you speed, but even the most experienced artist will slow things down, their own pace at least, if they want detail and quality. Kind of like your mechanic. Do you want your mechanic to rush through your project on your car and then do a job that he can spend 3 hours on and make it perfect? Or do you want him to get it done in a half hour to an hour because you don't want to pay the 3 hours? You'll get what you pay for. You'll get your car back, but it may not run just right. But you paid less. Now we're really clean up the outside edges. And pay attention. I'm dipping my hand right in my fresh ink. So, gotta redo that line. We're not gonna do an outline on this one. We're taking our time and making it perfect, so we will not be doing an outline, so you know. There will be no more pen involved. Allow the ink Hey, Tank. Back to the doctor, huh? That's cool, yeah. I'm glad. It's awesome you're watching from the car. Hopefully the doctor is going to give you the all clear and tell you everything's looking good. I know Tank likes the slower, more detailed work. Don't even have to ask him. I know you like the longer sessions. You want a little trick to make your shadows pop is right on the edge of your shadows. You want to do a bright highlight right on the edge. You'll see I've got my shadow line right here. I'm going to now do a nice clean white line right down the edge. That'll help them pop a little bit. Like so. I'm just going and cleaning everything up. Okay. I think on this needs to be a little darker. I'll probably go back into that indigo just a little bit. I need some fresh indigo ink. Just like, see how dark that is right there. I think here and here and a few of those spots. So I've already got it dark there. A few of those spots just need just a little darkening. And then we can move on to the next phase. Choose my weapon of choice. Go with this brush. I don't want to go too dark, but I want to be dark enough. Yeah, think about it like that. I'm gonna go all the way to dark, so it's gonna be maybe a little bit. Okay. Good. Good. Oh. Too dark. Ooh, that is way. That was a bit of a blunder right there. That's right. We will clean that up. I'll show you how we're going to clean that in a second. Let's go ahead and darken the rest up. I want it to be darker on this side. Didn't want to be quite that dark, so what we'll do is just bring in a little bit of gray. And there we go. And clean that line up right there. And once I got the gray in, then I'll bring just the water brush and thin that out. Feather that in. And boom. That's it. Follows my uncle. You're good. A little bit of a shadow right there under that. Like I said, we're really picky today. This is a picky piece. We're not going to cut any corners on this one. This one is going to be to the best of our abilities when it's finished. You can probably go ahead and assume we'll go maybe just a little bit over today. That is just fine. We're doing Rusty. By all means, Rusty has to be perfect. You know what? We're doing a lot of detail. This is going to be the cleanest and the finest one we've done so far. So here's what I'm going to say to you guys. We're close to doing our 100. This is going to be our giveaway. I'm going to put a lot of extra time and a lot of energy on this one. This is Rusty. It's going to be the 100th subscriber giveaway. So if you have not subscribed to the channel and you want Rusty, then make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave me a thumbs up. I will give you details on how to enter to win Rusty when we have 100 subscribers. Hopefully that'll happen real soon. We're very, very close. So just keep an eye out and watch for the details. This one's turned out really, really well. So this is the one I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. Rusty. This one will be our 100th giveaway. Make sure you're subscribed. Alright, I think I'm pretty good on the metal tone. We're going to stop right there on that portion of it. We're going to now move into the gold. You better get it, huh, Tank? You're definitely rocking one of my top fans. That's true, Tank. I know you're subscribed, so you're already ready. You're in. I know you'll be having an entry in there. I don't doubt that you'll have one in there, and I'm sure your wife will have one as well. And subscribe your kids. Let them know. Get your kids subscribed if they got a YouTube account. You can all get your chance to put your entry in. But the winner will just have to be subscribed to the channel. So if you want to win this one, make sure you subscribed. Okay, we're going to start with a nice thick yellow band. All these bands are yellow, or gold on him. Gold, bronze color, something like that. Take our time here. We're gonna make sure we get this really, really clear and nice. But if you really, really like Rusty and you do not win this when it comes time, check out the website. Got a website right there. I did that earlier. So the website right there, you can add over there, and I have Rusty is available in print. So I have prints of Rusty, and he's called Rusty's Pigeons. He was the original Rusty I drew, and from there we love him so much. My wife has fallen in love with him, so he's become kind of one of my signature characters. I do plan on doing some things with Rusty in the future, so you'll see him pop up multiple times here and there. A few different paintings and a few different logos, stickers, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff. It's probably going to see Rusty pop up quite often. Now we need black. As as you know, we cannot use Payne's gray. We'll use Payne's gray here in a second, though, so we will need to leave that out. But where's my black? There it is. With gold or the yellow colors, you must use black. Otherwise, you get green. We don't want green today. No green. We'll need a nice thin brush. Black, a little gold. It's actually ochre. If you want to know what color I'm using yellow ochre. A little black. And let's do the shadow sides. More yellow than that. I don't want to get too black. Nice. Around the shadow side of things. Really tight brush. I gotta get real close to get into the detail here, so excuse my big head. Try not to stick my head in the painting or the camera, but sometimes I got no choice. I got a big old head, I cannot lie. Sometimes I got a big old ego, we'll go with that big old head too. Taking our time and making it perfect, guys. Yep. And this is our giveaway one, so expect a longer live stream. Make sure you comment down below. Do you like the longer live streams or do you not on this live stream? By telling me your opinions and what you think I should be doing and how you like to see my work come out. So, short live streams, longer live streams, very detail-oriented pieces like this, or do you like the quicker, more rough stuff? Like, sure, let me get one. Got this one right here handy. Or do you like the quick, rough stuff where I just kind of blotch everything in, do a quick pass with the pencil, and just get the idea out real fast and real simple? Or do you prefer the detail-oriented stuff? We take our time, go a little bit over, and on time, we have a really clean piece. These are fun to do. But you can definitely influence the direction of this channel, so let me know what your opinions are. I absolutely love to hear them. Okay, gonna go back around into here. Much black and that out. Go. Yeah, I am definitely going to be doing an acrylic painting on here at some point soon. Tank, that's definitely on my agenda. When I do that, I haven't set a date or a time frame yet, but yeah, it's going to happen. I've definitely been putting my mind towards that. I can show you an example of what I'll probably be doing, something similar to, at least in the beginning. We're doing a full acrylic painting. You know, that's an awfully large undertaking to do that. Whether that shows up anytime soon on a live stream, I don't know, but definitely the time-lapse videos will be showing up. There's a chance to see them come together in those videos. I do try to film most of the stuff I create. Not always with the commission work. Sometimes they'll show up, sometimes they won't. Just because a lot of times commissions come with deadlines, so filming, editing, and the details on those doesn't always happen. Now, I'll give you a quick example. This is a small little quick piece that I did. I actually did it on YouTube. You can go back and watch the video of me painting this one. But it's something similar to this. You know, a small, simple painting. Something like this is probably where we'll go with when we do the actual painting, acrylic painting live streams. Because we can do something like that, we can accomplish in roughly 4 hours or so, 4 or 5 hours. So those will be definitely a much longer live streams. We'll be planning on going live for almost the entire day to accomplish that, somewhere between 4 and 6 hours. But yeah, once this channel builds a little bit more, we have a few more subscribers. That'll be one of those things that we'll start approaching once we hit, you know, closer to the probably 500 subscriber mark, or there'll be a point when I do that. Definitely looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. All right, now we're gonna go to the highlighted side. You'll notice we're not going to just do a solid white line. That'd be ridiculous. We're going to do yellow and white mixed together. So it's and then we do broken lines, except for right across the top where the highlight side is. That will go more direct white. We're going to do 2 passes here. They're going to be broken lines. They're not going to be solid white lines. And we're going to do 2 color passes. One is going to be white or yellow with a little bit of white mixed in. So it's like a light yellow, ochre colored, light yellowish. And then the second pass will be just pure white. The second pass will be just highlights. Just pure highlights. We just got to take our time and learn to breathe. Good. Getting close. Go over this. The only time detail we're going to have today, as far as time-wise, is we have to finish this before I get kids from school. But that's fine. We got like a good hour and a half, so we could go up to a 3-hour live stream easy today. But I don't think it's going to take that long, honestly. I think it might. We're going to try not to go the whole 3 hours today. If you just tuned in, spend a little more time today on this live stream because this one is going to be our giveaway. We're getting real close to 100 subscribers, which is my very first benchmark we were shooting to reach. So once we hit the 100 subscribers, we'll do our very first giveaway, and this will be it. This is Rusty, one of my signature characters. Decided to do a detailed Rusty today. Taking our time, definitely making him hyper detailed compared to what we normally do. He will be our first giveaway. If you're interested in winning Rusty, subscribe to the channel, and as soon as we hit cross the 100 benchmark, I will be giving out details on how we will win it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and then watch future live streams to find out the details on how we're going to do the giveaway. We should be hitting 100 subscribers at any time. Hopefully this will be the episode that pushes us over, but if not, we should be pushed over, hoping by the end of the week. Fingers crossed. But we will be finding out real soon. Okay, now we're going to go to our third layer with this gold, or the bronzish colored. That's just the pure white highlights. More white out here. And hopefully you can see at home that element of detail that I'm putting in there. It looks amazing up close. Looks really good. The gold element is now completed. Okay. Oh, we got one more little gold detail I forgot about. This little heart right here is gold as well. A little heart detail right there. And that is gonna have to get like so. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through here and like that detail. Similar to the background, I don't have, I wish I did, but I do not have titanium in inks, and that's one color I want to look for. I don't even know if they make it. I'm sure I can create my own titanium, which is what I'm about to do right now, by just adding a little white and a little bit of... I do wish I had the titanium color. I love titanium white. I use it all the time. If you know of any ink, these acrylic ink brands that actually carries a titanium white, let me know. I am not a brand snob, and I do not mind. I use the FWs primarily. Definitely not sponsored by any stretch of the imagination. But I've yet to find that color. Come on, all my colors are dried out. Need a tap of this color and a tap of that color. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sorry, I just read you said they're tank, but yeah. When I do the longer ones, it's not a bad idea. I could break it up into more than one live stream. We may do that. I love this. This is just turning out awesome. So who knows, we may try to get a little more detail oriented on these live streams just to start going this level of quality. All right, so we do now need to bring in and just jump our next element, shall we? Bring in a little bit of Payne's gray, and we will be jumping to use some black in this. Nope, that's the wrong brush. Use the right brush. There we go. Let's see one. This is just subtle, but his shoulder pads, or his bulging shoulders that he has, have spirals on them. So that's what we're going to try to emulate right now. Now, a few little tight shadow details and just the darkest of the darkest areas. We're going to bring in some of this a little bit subtly. Easy to overdo it if we're not careful. So this Payne's gray is going to be subtly used here. Ever so subtle. Now, we can go into that neck detail where we want it a little bit darker. Good. Looking good. All right. Super subtle. We do need, oh, here we go. Tiny little spot we need, and we want to use the, yeah, we use it. Very careful. Yeah, water it down. You need to go to the inside shadow line right here, but it's gonna be subtle. Light. Come back to very carefully. There we go. Super carefully add a little thin black line down there to help that pop a little bit. Okay. Go back to the Payne's gray. Nice and light shadow eye. Oh, there we go. Okay. Like so. Looking great, looking good. So close to being finished with this, I think. Okay. Now what I need to do here, balls on the end, eyes, be a little red detail in here, and then after that's all done, we're gonna do one little layer of rust through over the whole thing, and that'll do us. So, first things first, let's do the red details, then we'll come over with the eyes, and then the rest. So we need good red. We're gonna go with the scarlet today. The red. Put it. And we will again be pulling out the indigo, or if I can locate it within all my colors. There we go. All look the same color. I have an indigo here, and the white, obviously. A little bit of indigo here. Just a little bit. Darken up the dark side of it. Sides, like so. And got some white highlights right up on the top of it. Of course, we need that thin white line right on the back end. White, real thin brush. And on this side. Like so. Just that easy. Now you got some red details on the tips. And now we need to go do the same thing. Tiny little red detail right here. Make them like little jewels in there. A little bit of the indigo red. Very small, just like kind of like we do the rivets. The back side of it. On the back side. A little tap on the back side. Just a little tap on the back side, that's all you need. I don't know if the robot in the logo doesn't really have a name. Kind of got a small meaning behind it. Little family joke. Yeah, but as far as a name, he doesn't have a name. I loosely started with Rusty. Kind of did, that's why you see a little bit of this, shape, a weird smiley face, like panel I do on these on Rusty. I was loosely doing a version of Rusty, but it's not actually Rusty. So, with the chicken on the head, that's the whole other story. Because the joke in my family, if I dare say it out loud, if my sister's still watching, she'll get a crack out of this. Now my sisters, since I watch a lot of the kids, and I'm the stay-at-home artist dad, so that when I do work at the bars, I'm working at nights. So since I'm home during the day, and I have since my children were in diapers and my nephew was in diapers, I raised the kids while my wife went to the 9 to 5, and then I go to the bar in the night and sling drinks in the evening and paint during the day so I could watch kids. So they, family, jokingly and lovingly nicknamed me Mother Hen. So the chicken sitting on top of his head, that's kind of a little family inside joke on the logo. But the robot itself doesn't have a name. But we'll keep that between us. We don't need a mother hen getting out there. Like I said, it's just a on-running family joke. But I take some pride in it myself. I love my kids. I love my nephew. I do not mind at all that I have been fortunate enough to be in a position that I got to raise these kids so closely. So that really doesn't bother me at all. So, at least to the point I even put it in my logo and just stuck a chicken on the head to see who all my family would notice that I actually did that. Oh, Stinky? Well, my last name is Smail. It's S-M-A-I-L. But as a kid, and you can imagine how grade school goes, it was, your middle name is you, Michael, you, Smail. It was an ongoing joke. As a kid, I was like, oh, it is not, blah, blah, blah. But as I got older, you know, me and my brothers, we go to the same house party. Me and my brother Jamie, we were really close in age. So we did a lot of stuff together. And we show up to a house party or we show up anywhere and like, oh, the Stinky brothers are here, the Stinky brothers. And the name Stinky just kind of stuck, you know, and so I did a lot of Stinky stuff. And I didn't really think much of it, you know. I owned it. My last name's Smell. What are you going to do? My uncle's got a tattoo of the skunk. So I embrace it. It's my last name. What am I going to do about it? And yeah, it just kind of stuck. And then I started doing robots and just two and two together. You know, you're looking for that little something memorable, something that, hey, you know, you may not remember what Michael or Smell, but you might remember Stinky Robot. And that's kind of the whole part, you know, thing behind it. Like, you may not remember my name, but maybe you'll remember Stinky Robot. If that gets you to come back and take a second look at my work, then I have been successful. And if it helps you remember the last name is Smell, then hey. Yeah, the robots were an accident, and the Smell I just had my whole life, so 2 and 2 equals Stinky Robot. Now this is going to make for a good thumbnail at the end. But hopefully I'll get a lot of views on this video based on this thumbnail, because this is clean and this is nice. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're now going to the eyes. But the eyes are going to be... they're a very dark blue and a very vivid blue. So we're definitely going to be going with the indigo for sure. It was for the darkness, but we need them to stand out over this top of this other blue. So how we'll do that is we're going to mix that with some purple and some red. And that will be our eyes. And that should give us a nice brighter color here. So we're going to start off light with the indigo and the purple mix. Very light. I want to just wash it in. Initially, that's too dark. Okay, a little more indigo and a little more red. That's going to turn out just too dark. Let me slow my roll here and rethink this just a little bit. I know what color I want. I think I may actually have to come back to this blue. There we go. I'm going to rethink my color palette. Correction, we're going to go with this shade of cyan blue. Aha. And then we're going to add, we're going to start with the cyan as a base. Then we're going to build off with a little bit of violet, or purple, I mean. Very, very careful. Got to color in the lines. We learned that part in grade school. Stay in the lines. Okay. Now we're going to try to bring in some of this purple. There we go. Just straight purple over top of it. There we go. Beautiful. That brings in like almost like a nice purplish royal blue. But we're basing it on the exact same other blue, so it'll, yeah. Like so. Look at that. Okay, good. Now we can come back with that bit of an indigo around the outside edge. That'll give us a nice dark color separation between the gold and the eye itself. Blend that in a bit. A little bit on the back end of the eye. So, right. Now, white, blue, and purple mix. That looks great. A little more of that color. A little bit. Right where the highlights are gonna go. Now we'll go direct to the white. Like that. And a little bit of bright white down here. Perfect. That's it. That's our eyes. Same blue, just slightly different. And that tiny little difference. That makes so much contrast. It's great. Okay, guys, where are we at? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're ready to add some rust details. One area I forgot, we're just gonna go back and take care of it. Never put the highlighted side of these rivets on the silver portion of him. So let's just go ahead, give him a few little white dots. just like so. Okay, perfect. We are real close to finishing this up, guys. We're real close. Now, I need to find myself my really thin brush. Go with and maybe something I can do a little stempling with. I think this brush might work. It might. No. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta brush this over here. Now. We're going to add some rust details at this point. We're going to start off with the white. Just kind of want to start with the white. We're going to do some stempling. Right in here where I want that rust to be. Go in this area where we want it. Let's see. Where all do I have it? Okay, got it. Kind of heavy right underneath. So, I believe we're going to use my earth red a little bit. This combined with the white. A little more white out there. Now we're not going to go crazy and add a ton of rust to it. That would just overpower the entire piece, and we do not want that. We want just a subtle amount. Clean this up a little bit. Areas that we Don't want the rust out. Clean it. Go. Just a little bit like that. Now we're going to add a little bit of the brown on top of that red. And then we'll go back over tiny little bit with the white, and then we're going to add a few scratches to him, and that'll be it. So yeah, I think when I go full on brown, let's go with the burnt umber. Now this time we're not going to stipple the burnt umber on. We're going to take the burnt umber, and we're still going to use a little tiny bit of that red. We're going to go with a little tiny brush here. And yeah, we just want to wash in some of this brown and just a few of these little areas. Just kind of more of a staining around the rust. We're almost taking the brown and just doing a little bit of like staining, like it's like rust stained. It's extremely subtle. I mean, we're going into just the most minute of details here. This is this is why we call him Rusty. God has some rust. And subtle. Keep it super, super subtle. Hopefully that's showing up pretty good at home. Or on your side of things anyways. It is looking absolutely, to use Tank's word, killer. This thing's awesome. I couldn't be more happy with Rusty I'm glad I decided to do him today because he is turning out phenomenal. By far my best acrylic ink job I've ever done. It just goes to show that you can work acrylic inks darn near as good as you can regular inks, or regular acrylic. A little bit different media you got to play with, and you got a few different things you got to figure out with it, but once you can get it to flow, boy, you can get it to flow. I mean, I didn't put that many rust spots on there, but it just comes to life with the rust. Rust is kind of that fourth dimensional. Now some areas I'm going to go back and just get a little deeper with this brown. It'll look a little like pitting some areas. Darker. Oh yeah, fantastic. Okay, now one more pass again. I'm gonna take that white, and this time I'm gonna be way more subtle with it. Very dry brush, just a little tiny bit. Very, very subtle detail. Like almost not necessary, but it's just brings that rust out just that much more when you got the white over top of it. Then we do one more element that probably doesn't need to happen, but it's going to happen anyways, because it's done. There. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah. Okay. Now we just need a few scratches. Not a lot, just a few. Forehand though, we're gonna take 2 seconds. Take that brush. And just back into these highlight areas, we're gonna take a light. That back over the rest again, and now for the scratches. We're going to take our very thin brush here. We need to get some more Payne's gray out. Or by Mother Hen. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have told you. Okay, now we're going to add some scratches. Now, how well does this little brush work? I don't know yet. Never used something this small. On. There we go. Just that. Just a few across the face. I'm not sure if that was really good or element or not, but wanted to give it a shot. Now we're going to bring the white right across it. Super subtle. There. Very light. Just a couple scratches for fun. Turned out very nice. I have no idea if you can actually see that on camera or not, but that's it. Guys, I think, let me look it over real quick and see if there's anything else I missed. I might touch the highlight up just as, I might just throw my brush across the room. I might touch that highlights here. Here. And the eyes as well, and do a little highlight touch up the eye. Just make sure everything's real nice and bright and crisp. We're gonna sign it, guys. We're gonna call that it. Let's put a signature on there. Put some of these brushes back where I got them from. Let's move this out of the way. Sign it, peel it. Take our victory lap. Okay. Alright, it's signed. Let's peel it. Get a good perfect peel here. I'll make sure everything about this piece today is absolutely perfect. After doing this, will take us 2 hours and 49 minutes, it looks like. So right at just under shy of 3 hours. It makes me want to go to this level of detail. I'm going to show you again. First I start off doing an hour live stream. And the level of detail was just, not the best, and they were really quick and they were really scratchy. So we bumped it to 2 hours to get a little more detail in there. See what we could do in 2 hours, or 2 hours, and then now you see what we can accomplish in 3 hours. So it's a big difference. Just adding another hour to the time frame adds so much work time and so much detail that you can get into. Now, it almost makes me want to go to 3 hour live streams, but leave me comments down below. Let me know what you think. How long should I go with these live streams? Are you comfortable with doing 3 hour live streams on a regular basis? Or should I do a couple 1 hour live streams a week, couple 2 hours, or maybe once a week I do a big long 3 hour live stream and come up with a really, really neat piece? I don't know. Kind of on the fence on all that. Let's grab my thing. Let's switch over and let's do our final hoorah. That's it, guys. We're done. That's Rusty. Rusty from did another piece. If you want to see the painting that he's based off of, you can see it actually right there. Fingers do not like to work. Okay, ready? Here we're gonna do it. Ah! that's extremely good. How about that painting right there? See that painting? This one? Let's go grab it. Let me show you Rusty here. Let me go grab it. All right. So this is the original Rusty that I did, the very first one, called Rusty's Pigeons. You can find it on my website. There's also prints available on my website at stinkyrobotart.com. But yeah, that is the original Rusty, and then that's the one we did today. Just a smaller version of him. What do you guys think? Pretty awesome, I think. So yeah, we definitely did a longer live stream today. We went almost a full 3 hours. Got really detailed on it, and the whole reason we did that is we're close to 100 subscribers, guys. We're about to hit that very first benchmark for the channel, 100 subscribers. So when I get that 100, we're going to give the details on how you can win him. We're going to do a giveaway. We're real close, so this will be our 100 subscriber giveaway. If it's something you're interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe down below, because you will have to be subscribed in order to win him. And hit that thumbs up. Let me know you found the video. Let me know you subscribed. Leave me a comment. Tell me anything. Tell me what's going on with your day, or what you're doing in your art, or what you think I can do to make my channel better. Do you like the 3-hour live streams? Would you rather keep it short and sweet to 1 to 2 hours? Or would you like me to see me go longer? But I definitely want to hear about it from you guys. And there's also that bell notification down there. You ring that bell and it'll let you know every single time I go live on this channel, so you'll never miss any of the streams. Guys, thanks a lot for showing up. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an evening live stream. It is Thursday's live stream, so we'll be going live at 9:30 Central Time. Guys, till tomorrow. Adios. See you later.